Welcome to Banjo Land, folks. We're going to be doing a wonderful tune in the key of A, and I'm tuned in open A. You could also capo up, a G tuning, but I ran out of notes when I did that, so if you can tune up, it works out better because the notes go a little high in this one, but that's part of the fun.
Sounds really cool, though.
When you go to Steptown, some of those steps are up there. So J.P. Fraley played this, and Anna Dean, his wife. They had a lot of lovely recordings, this being one of them, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and we'll also look at just the backup. Because some tunes, they get a little notey, you can just go to the backup, and that's almost as much fun, if not more sometimes. So we'll just see where we wind up here in Steptown. Okay.
Elegant tune.
Thank you. That's a pretty fun one. It has some little maneuvers in there. We'll see what happens as we try to navigate them. That's always part of the banjo fun. And one of them being, right as we get started, is that little quick do-dip, 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 boom, which is just a D chord going to a B minor. And I have in the tab different ways I tried it, but at the end I'm just trying anything I can do to get that. You can use finger picking up or down, or a thumb. I think I'm thinking now just a thumb glide across. And, it's like a C shape. A thumb glide across 2 and 1, then open, and then the kind of a D7 or A minor shape, or B minor in this case since we're tuned up. So I might do that in going through it now. So as you find a trouble spot, as I just sort of said, oh, that could be a trouble spot, and I've proved evidence of that being so, try different ways to navigate it there. Anything goes in my book. If it sounds good and works, that's what I'll try. So this is, first of all, though, let's look at the chords, because what might be really nice to try is just a finger picking pattern, or just it's just going to be a G shape and a C shape and a D shape, even though we're tuned up, which becomes, of course, the sound of A, D, and E. So one thing just to try, even with clawhammer or a finger picking. So just trying that 3 and 4 for bass and bar, and 5, and then the E's here, you stay here, an extra measure. That's the backup for the first part. Without walking it, just 3 and 4, 7th fret, 1 more measure. So you get the idea. Now let's look at the second part for a second, okay? Second part, let's see here, let me get this. Okay, yeah. Second part is just going to do the same thing, but it has starts out the same, but now has a walk down to the B minor, A minor shape, and then the D shape. So the second part, minor, some kind of D shape, however you like to do your. But let's go ahead and get into the melody here, because it's kind of got some maneuvers here. First thing we get into, you get into some left-hand work, pretty good left-hand work. And again, all the notes, I've kind of put a lot of the notes in there that you might do a lot less. But it's kind of fun to try to navigate them all at first, and I may come back with a streamlined version down the road. So I've got the 3rd string. I'm going to show you that first. So I have a 3rd string and a brush, thumb, and a hammer open 2 on the 3rd, hammer open 3 on the 2nd, and then I hammer 2 and 4 on the 1st and the 5th string. let's just do that slow. Third string and a brush thumb. Hammer open 2, open 3 on the second, and 2, 4 on the first. And fifth. Let's just do that over and over a few times without even the first note. Just do those 3 hammers in a row. I'm using my first finger for this hammer, second finger for the second string hammer, and then first and third finger. So after that happens, you go up to the 9th fret on the first string and catch that quick because you have an open string. And you have a pause, so 9, and you have a tied note for a second, and then you have a 7, you pull off the 7. Sort of like Figaro. So here's that whole phrase. Very fun. So you have third string, brush thumb, hammer, 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 5th string, wait, 9, pull off, 7, 5th. That's not that bad. It looks a lot more, looks harder than it is. It kind of sounds beautiful though. So really anchor that, and you wait a second before you do the pull off. One more time. Then you're going to bar the 5th fret, just the first 3 strings. You're going to hit the 5th string. So you have that 3rd string and a brush thumb, and then the 3rd string again. Then you're going to do a hammer on 5, 7 on the 2nd to the 5th string. So it's. Then you get up here to the 10th fret, and it's 10 and 14 in the 5th. So that's fun too. So you could hit the 5th string more, but there's the phrase: bar 5 on the first 3 strings. You hit the 3rd and brush, and the 3rd again. Wait. Then you have a hammer 5 and 7 on the 2nd, 5th string, and then 10, 14, and the 5th string. That's the first 2 phrases. Let me do those together one time. See how they sound. 1, 2. Here our first phrase. Bar 5. Let's do that one more time. That's pretty fun. 1, 2, here we go. Now we have the D phrase. It's kind of the most extended and a little bit the trickiest in a way, but I went ahead and tried to get all the notes, and you may leave a lot of them out with time and see what you think, but I got some kind of D chord here. You have the 4th string and a brush thumb. Then we start finagling the melody. It's got a open 2 on the bass, a hammer. Then you go to 4 and pick it and slide to 7. So it's. And you're going to keep going. So that's going to keep going. You have the 2nd string, open 2 hammer, which is a weird note. Then you hammer open 4 on the 1st string. Okay, so it's going to be. Then you're going to have to reach up. So after that open 4 hammer, you get the 7 down here and pick it with the pull off, I guess. Let's see. Yeah. And I've got, you can do it different ways. I've got the 5th fret, 2nd string, a drop thumb. Then here's the last phrase, which is getting back to easier. All on the 1st string. Try it that way first. Hammer open 2, 4 open pull off, 2 open. Then you're catching this little, catch that little, 2nd fret, 3rd string, and you're doing an open pull off to the open 2nd. Put it down. Let me do the D phrase slow a few times. I've tried that about 3 different ways, and that seemed to be one of the better ways. You have to kind of hammer that 7, might be the best way. After you hammer 4 and wait, just kind of catch it with a little finger. Everybody has different action on the instrument, so the hammer's kind of a ghost hammer, you might call it. Then you have a little starting over. You're going to have a 2nd ending. Let me go ahead and give you that, and I'll do the whole first part. 2nd ending is going to be. So it's hammer on open 2 1st string, drop thumb open first to the second fret thumb, then drop thumb open, second to the open third, 2 open on the third, pull off. And it's got that weird, one of those weird notes in there. So here's the whole first part. I'll do it with the both endings and see what happens here. I'll give it a go anyway. You never know what's going to happen when you go to Steptown. So really slow, 1, 2, here I go. Pretty fun. So the second part gets into a climb on the open 2 hammers, 3rd string slide to 4, and just the 5th string and the 2nd string after. Then you're going to have a drop thumb. So let me do that a few times. Say sorry. Yeah, then you're gonna have it pull off. Here's the kind of the trickiest spot. You go up that little open pull to a C shape and you got those notes in a row. I'm just gonna do it with a thumb roll maybe. Again, open, then that minor 2 and 1 and the 2 and the low. So just try it a few times. So you can always just use your thumb at first and then you can find different ways to do it. I'm still looking for the best way. So you let me know. You can let me know what you come up with. But it's that snappy, which makes it hard to get that syncopation. So let's see. Let me just do that much of it there to that lick where we get to the B minor. So. Okay, and then actually it's really nice because the rest of it's going to be the same endings. We had the long E phrase we had with the 1st and 2nd endings in the first part. So that's not too bad. So that's the whole tune. Basically, let's just work on that second part there and try it. So the second part, 1, 2, 3. You could leave out. Just tried it with index that time. One more time, slower. So I'll try just with my thumb. I think it might be just as easy. Leave out some. You have to experiment and see. Then you're going to be the same. Experiment. So the backup, what would be good, what I'll do is just play the backup one time, and then the melody there, and then just wind up there. So 1, 2, 3 chords. So remember it's just A to the D, right? And you got that D shape, so you can just do the bar, might be the best. So maybe just that 3 and 4. 2 measures, and 3 measures, bar 7, right? So that's the backup for both parts. I'll do the melody one time to wind up with. Second part. So that's a pretty challenging E phrase for sure, but I think you'll find your own way to navigate it and do less of the notes, or maybe go to the chords, in and out of chords and melody and see what you like better. It's great to be able to play the backup when you got a good fiddler playing that, and you might not need to play the melody at all. So I never rule that out as a banjo player. I say, you know what? I think the fiddle sounds good on this, and the backup is where I need to focus on getting a real nice rhythm part. But I like them both, so I love being able to go in and out. So in and out of Steptown, whichever way you choose. But I think tuning up to A, if your banjo does that okay, is the way to go. Because when you capo, you lose. I'm out of frets up there for that one high note. The 10-14 becomes 12, no fret. So, and I had to fret that. So anyway, enjoy Steptown, and I hope everything's going your way. So take good care. Thanks.